The India-Pakistan rivalry, a decades-old conflict rooted in history and territorial disputes, has once again flared into a dangerous confrontation. The trigger was a horrific massacre of tourists in Indian-administered Kashmir. India blamed Pakistan-backed militants for the atrocity. Pakistan vehemently denies any involvement. In a significant escalation, India launched missile strikes deep inside Pakistan. These strikes targeted what India claimed were terrorist training camps in Pakistan-administered Kashmir and eastern Punjab. The strikes marked a dramatic escalation of tensions between the nuclear-armed neighbors. Pakistan reported casualties from the strikes. They claimed that Indian artillery fire also caused further loss of life. The situation remains extremely tense, with both sides exchanging accusations and vowing to defend their interests. The international community watched with deep concern as events unfolded. The specter of a wider conflict in a volatile region sent shockwaves across the globe. India, outraged by the massacre, responded swiftly and decisively. The Indian government launched Operation Sindoor, a military operation aimed at dismantling terrorist infrastructure within Pakistan. Indian fighter jets roared across the border, striking targets with precision. The strikes were not limited to the disputed territory of Kashmir. India also targeted locations within Pakistan itself, signaling a new level of assertiveness in its approach to cross-border terrorism. In a move that underscored the gravity of the situation, India ordered nationwide civil defense drills. These drills, designed to prepare the population for a potential conflict, were a stark reminder of the ever-present threat of war. Indian political leaders, cutting across party lines, voiced their support for the military action. They emphasized India's resolve to combat terrorism and protect its citizens. The international community, while urging restraint, acknowledged India's right to self-defense. Pakistan, facing Indian strikes on its soil, reacted angrily and defensively. The Pakistani military claimed to have shot down several Indian fighter jets that crossed the border. They displayed wreckage as evidence of their aerial success. Pakistan also closed its airspace for a period, disrupting international flights and underscoring the heightened tensions in the region. Pakistan's defense minister, in a televised address, declared his nation's readiness for all-out war. He warned India against any further aggression. However, he also emphasized Pakistan's desire to avoid a catastrophic conflict. The international community reacted with alarm to the escalating crisis. The United States, China, Russia, and European powers issued urgent calls for restraint and de-escalation. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency meeting to address the crisis. Diplomats worked frantically behind the scenes, urging both sides to step back from the brink. The current crisis is the latest chapter in the long and bitter dispute over Kashmir. This mountainous region, claimed by both India and Pakistan, has been a flashpoint for over 7 decades. The two countries have fought 2 of their 3 wars over Kashmir. The region is divided by a heavily militarized line of control, with India controlling the majority of the territory. The dispute over Kashmir is not just about land. It is deeply intertwined with issues of identity, religion, and national pride. The potential for the current crisis to spiral out of control is very real. Both India and Pakistan possess nuclear weapons, making any military escalation extremely dangerous. The international community must use all its diplomatic leverage to prevent a catastrophic conflict. Dialogue, however difficult, is the only path to a lasting peace in the region. The stakes are simply too high for anything less.
Things are heating up between India and Pakistan again. And it's more than just words this time. We're talking about shelling, airstrikes, the line of control. That's the border between these 2 nuclear-armed countries. Well, it's anything but controlled right now. Both sides are reporting casualties. Civilians are caught in the crossfire. Hospitals are on high alert. It's a tense situation, and the world is watching, hoping it doesn't spiral out of control. Remember, these 2 countries have gone to war before, and no one wants to see that happen again. The big question is, why now? What sparked this latest round of fighting? Well, it's complicated, like most things in this part of the world, but let's try to break it down, shall we? There's a history here, centuries of conflict and mistrust. But the latest tensions can be traced back to a few key events. Events that have pushed both sides closer to the brink. It all started with a horrific attack on tourists in Indian-administered Kashmir. A tragedy that sent shockwaves through the region. India was quick to point the finger at Pakistan, blaming them for supporting the attackers. Pakistan, as they always do, denied any involvement, but the accusations were enough to light the fuse. India launched airstrikes. They called it Operation Sindoor, saying they were targeting terrorist camps inside Pakistan. A bold move, some might say, a dangerous escalation, others would argue. Pakistan retaliated, of course. They claimed to have shot down Indian jets. The skies over Kashmir were filled with military aircraft, a chilling reminder of just how quickly things can escalate. And it's not just about jets and airstrikes. Both countries have been busy upgrading their militaries, pouring billions of dollars into new weapons systems, missiles, drones, you name it. India's been on a shopping spree, picking up fancy French fighter jets, the Rafales. They've got new Russian missile defense systems, the S-400S, and let's not forget about their homegrown arsenal, BrahMos missiles, Agni missiles, all sorts of things that go boom. Pakistan's no slouch either. They've got their own new jets from China, the J-10S. They're buying Turkish drones, the Bayraktar TB2S. Those things are everywhere these days, and they're testing their own ballistic missiles. It's a dangerous game of one-upmanship, and there's no winner in a nuclear arms race. So, we've got two nuclear-armed neighbours, both with itchy trigger fingers and a whole lot of new toys to play with. Not exactly a recipe for peace, is it? The world is understandably nervous. The UN is urging restraint. The US has offered to mediate. Everyone from China to Russia to your Auntie Shabana is saying the same thing. Calm down, guys. Nobody wants to see another war, especially not one with the potential to go nuclear. But here's the thing about tensions. They have a way of escalating, even when cooler heads are trying to prevail. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and things could spiral out of control faster than you can say mutually assured destruction. So yeah, things are looking pretty dicey on the India-Pakistan border. Let's hope diplomacy